The Shadow of the King. The truth had fallen like a heavy curtain, plunging the world into a darkness far deeper than night. Oedipus, once the proud solver of riddles and the savior of Thebes, finally saw the horror of his own life. Unable to bear the light of the sun or the sight of his children, he took the golden brooches from the robes of the fallen queen and struck at his own eyes, choosing a world of shadows over the agony of the truth. Word of the king's tragedy spread through the palace like a winter chill. As Oedipus stumbled out into the courtyard, he was met by the Chouragos, the leader of the city's elders. The Chouragos gasped, his voice trembling as he beheld the broken man who had once been a god among them. "O man of dread purpose," the Chouragos cried, "what celestial madness has surged upon you?" Oedipus turned his sightless face toward the sound of the voice. He explained that no sight on this earth could give him joy again. He had been the one to curse the murderer of the old king, only to find that he was the very man he sought. "Do not tell me I have not done the best," he groaned to the Chouragos. "How could I have looked my father or mother in the face in the world below?" The heavy tread of sandals announced the arrival of Creon, the brother of the queen and the new guardian of the throne. Oedipus grew still, sensing the power and the pity in the man's presence. He expected anger or mockery, but Creon brought only the weight of his new responsibility. Oedipus reached out a trembling hand, seeking the man he had once mistrusted. "I ask of you one thing, Creon," Oedipus pleaded. "Drive me out of this country as quickly as may be. Send me to the wild hills of Mount Kithaeron. It was there my parents intended for me to die as a babe, and it is there I wish to find my final rest." He spoke of the mountain as if it were an old friend, the only place left in the world that would have him. While Oedipus begged for his own exile, he thought of those he would leave behind. He heard the sound of soft, rhythmic sobbing nearby. Creon had seen the king's heart breaking and had sent for the two people Oedipus loved most in the world. Antigone and Ismene stood at the edge of the courtyard, clutching each other as they watched their father's ruin. Oedipus felt the air change as they approached. "Children," he called out, his voice cracking. "Where are you? Come to these hands of mine." Antigone stepped forward first, her small hand brushing against his arm. Oedipus pulled her into a fierce embrace, weeping into her hair as he realized this would be the last time he would ever feel her warmth. He reached for Ismene next, drawing both daughters into his shadow. He spoke to them of the difficult path ahead, warning them that the world would not be kind to the daughters of Oedipus. He prayed that they might find a life of modesty and peace, far from the pride and the pain that had defined his own reign. "Enough of tears," Creon said softly, though his eyes remained grave. "The time has come to leave this place." Oedipus begged to keep his daughters with him, but Creon shook his head. He gently took Ismene by the hand, leading her away from the father who could no longer protect her. Oedipus stood alone, his hands reaching into the empty air where his children had just been. The gates of the palace closed, and the fallen king began his long walk toward the mountains. The Chouragos watched him go, then turned to the people who remained. He reminded them that even the greatest among men can be brought low by a single day. "Let no one be called happy," he warned, "until he has crossed the border of life without suffering."